This is a CC Radio podcast.
On this week's show, we're talking about how Disney Plus is actually going to come to Australia, and we're going to talk about some of the pop culture moments that have impacted our lives.
Welcome to Comic Confidential, the weekly show where we discuss our favourite things from popular culture. My name is Cade.
And my name is Troy, and sitting beside me to my right, I had to wave my hand just so I knew which one it was.
Did you hold up you should have held up the hand. You know how like your left hand makes an L?
Oh, I was this many years old when I learnt that.
Yeah, how cool is that?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Well,
so
there you
that's
go.
it. Like you
why
hold out.
why doesn't my right hand make an R though?
I could it happen.
Just bend it into shape.
You can lowercase R,
it doesn't
maybe.
work if I go like this.
Mm.
But no, see, I don't know. It just,
You look like a teapot
also,
now.
really, really shitty for an audio-only format. People can't see what the hell is going on. But to my right, which is the opposite of my left, which makes an L, as we now know, is our good friend Rachel.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Again.
Again. Welcome to the many times you've been on the show. 3 times, I think. The third time is the charm.
I think it's like
Is what they
4th
say.
or 5th.
I think it's my 4th time. I mean, Game of Thrones was 2.
No, it's third. I don't know.
Who knows?
No one
Is it?
knows. No one's.
No, it's my 4th.
I don't even know.
I know. I count them because I love it so much.
You would count them when there's only 4. Try doing 190 something.
You number them.
Yeah, so we technically we do count them.
Well, no, because I've had some off.
I
you know what I
was
mean?
on
So,
one of
yeah.
the ones that you were off.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, now that we're all acquainted,
cop that,
and
mate.
we know who's been on how many shows, Rachel is going to join us for this week's episode, obviously. But hey, you got a show coming up. We spoke about it a little bit
Yeah.
last week.
I do. I'm really, really excited about it.
Oh,
So now's your
boy.
chance to plug it to the masses, to get it out there and get it in their ears.
Kate is
What's going
far
on?
better at plugging this than I am. He plugs it at every opportunity. The
That's what. well, hang on.
well,
Hello.
doesn't plug me at every opportunity,
Whoa.
but he plugs the show at every. Oh my god! I need to stop.
Yes.
So this is what Fangirl will be like.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's.
On fangirling, we don't stop though.
Yeah, they don't stop.
We
plugging
just
each
don't
other.
stop plugging anything ever.
Wow.
That's not.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this.
When I started this episode, this is not how I saw it going.
Yeah? I did. Have you met Rachel?
Yeah, I have, I suppose. I knew better.
Yeah,
I
you
knew
should
better.
have. So yeah, look, Rachel's show essentially going to be a the all female version of this show but they get to talk about other stuff that we don't really get to sink our teeth in on like Disney princesses and princes and all the Disney folklore.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
The stuff that is like taboo for us to
Well,
look at.
technically, there's nothing stopping us, but
It would be weird though.
it would probably be slightly weird.
Yeah. Why are 2 white guys in their middle 30s, 40s watching all these Disney movies?
Yeah. Why? Because they're cool. That's why.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Don't let anything get you down.
I have an
Absolutely.
excuse. I'll say it's
Life finds a way.
for my daughter.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
have that as well. I watch movies for your daughter.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, and obviously Amy's going to be on that show. Remember Amy?
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't heard from her for a while. She's
The ghost of CC Past
the ghost
is
of
how we
CC
know her.
Past. She does still exist, my friend. She
she's
is out
off
there,
gallivanting at the moment.
as she always does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is a woman of the world.
She is a woman of the world.
It's quite amazing.
So it's gonna be Amy, it's gonna be Rachel, it's gonna be weekly, it's gonna be fangirling, it's gonna be amazing, right?
It's going to be so good. And you know what? If you want to have a teaser for the
Yep.
first 3 episodes, you can get that on our Patreon, which is only $1 until the end of the show.
$1.
Yeah, $1.
What?
Yeah. So you get all the episodes of Fangirling, all 3 previews that are out, and also all 60-ish episodes of Great Mates.
Yeah. So jump on that if you want to jump on that for $1. Hey, Cade's already told you can jump on for $1.
Cancel
Wait
it.
a month and then
Download
just
all the
cancel it.
episodes and then cancel it.
And then cancel it. So yeah, that's a thing. Another thing that's a thing is Cade's poll of the week.
Oh,
which,
yes. I feel
which
like I don't trust this poll because you skewed the results.
I did a little bit. Now, the poll was we were talking about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, and I can't for the life of me remember what context that was.
Because we're
Can
talking
you?
about that 70s show.
We
And
were talking about- okay.
And who's had the better career
Oh,
since that's
well,
finished.
that's what the question is anyway. So I guess that's the context. So yeah. So basically, the question was, who has had the better career post that 70s show? Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis. I don't think either of us realized at the time that they're married and none of it matters.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally did not
They're
realize that.
Oh, is
married.
it?
They got a couple of kids.
Yeah, they've
Really?
been together for a long time.
Wow.
So, they're all
There you
winners,
go.
really.
Yeah, that's
aren't
it.
they? But the real winner is, it's actually, and this is another one because we're recording a little bit early, so we don't have a lot of data to go off, but it's Mila Kunis with 40 votes, Ashton Kutcher with 32, and Shit Poll with 22 votes.
Oh,
Coming to a very close
very
third.
close, yeah.
Shit Poll. Hey, which I tend to agree with. I would have voted for it myself.
I think you did.
No, I didn't. I voted for Mila Kunis.
I did.
Oh, did you?
I voted for shit poll.
Oh, very lovely.
Yeah.
Very lovely.
Well, I don't think people really understood because they're talking about like all the other people from that 70s show and stuff like that. But this is very specific. It was just between those two.
There was a lot of love for the Fez.
There was a lot of love for the Fez. There was a bit of love for Topher Grace in there. Even
I
though
was
little
going to
bit.
mention Topher Grace. Like, why was he not an option? But it's
Just-
okay.
what the hell has Topher Grace done?
Well, he's probably look.
What?
Actually, everyone's had feature films.
They have all had feature
Yeah.
films. One of them, and look, not that this is necessarily anything, but one of them, Topher Grace, has a net worth of $10 million. One of them, Ashton Kutcher, is 20 times that. So,
Wow, is it really?
It's like $200 million.
Wow, I guess the butterfly effect really paid off for him.
Yeah.
It was literally just that movie
just
Yeah.
that film.
and Just Friends or whatever that one is with Natalie Portman.
The one that was exactly
Just
like
Friends.
the one that Mila Kunis did with
Yes.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
Like Spy Guys. What was it called?
Friends with
Was it
Benefits?
Friends,
Friends with Benefits. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a great
Is
movie.
that the Ashton Kutcher one or the Mila Kunis
That's the Mila
one?
Kunis one.
And it's pretty good.
What's the Ashton Kutcher one?
Doesn't matter.
Use
Just
a Google.
Friends. You said it, didn't you?
No, Just Friends is Ryan Reynolds and Amy Smart.
Is it?
Oh.
Can anyone?
No Strings Attached.
No strings attached.
That's it. Which one's
That's
better
it.
out of those?
Oh, Friends with
it's got to
Benefits.
be Friends with Benefits
Easy,
Yeah,
for sure.
way better. It's got
So
Justin
good.
Timberlake.
And we knew what the title was.
Yeah, that's true.
So obviously,
I actually really enjoy that movie.
Yeah, it's one of those that it's like if I don't know what I want to put on, I'll put that on because I know I'll laugh.
Yeah, and the other one's all about pharmaceutical selling, and it like just doesn't connect.
I don't
What?
think I've even seen it.
I thought he
Yeah.
was a spy.
Was he? No.
Yeah,
Was he?
wasn't Ashton Kutcher like a spy or something in that movie? No one knows what that movie is. We don't even know what the title is, so it doesn't even matter. All we know is that according to our shitty little poll, Mila Kunis has had the better career post that 70s show, which I tend to agree with.
And
so
you know what? She's in Family Guy every week.
she is in Family
Yeah,
Guy.
she's in Family Guy.
She's phoning it in literally from
Probably.
from her home, probably. But good on her. So
Mila
that's-
Kunis for
that's
the win.
that. Mila Kunis for the win.
Hey, you know what? We've had a win here in Australia.
We have finally.
And this is actually, it really, really shocks me because I was not expecting this.
Neither was I.
This is like the biggest news to come Australia's way since
Since
Vegemite was
Steve
released.
Smith's return to the captaincy. I don't know.
He'll
I don't
never
know
be
cricket.
captain again.
I don't know cricket stuffs.
I don't either.
So basically what we've got is Disney Plus is coming out in the States on November the 12th. We are actually physically going to get it in Australia. We don't have to pirate it. It's for real. In November the 19th, just a week later, and it's going to be $8.99 a month.
That's cheap.
That's cheap.
That's so cheap.
That's Netflix cheap.
It's more expensive than Amazon Prime, but less than Netflix.
How much
Cheap.
do you pay for Amazon Prime?
$6.99.
Really?
Yeah.
I pay $4.
Why?
I don't know because everyone I speak to, they pay so much more than me.
Why do you pay $4, Cade?
I don't know. Because I do it through iTunes.
Like
Maybe they give it-
$3.99?
Yeah, $3.99.
I do mine through iTunes.
How weird.
Like through Apple TV. Is that what you mean?
No, because I did it through my app on the
Oh,
phone.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Weird. Old King Dick over here is paying $4 for Amazon Prime, and the rest of us are paying $6.99. $8.99 for Disney Plus is pretty damn good.
Oh boy.
So, will you get it? And I guess the other question is will you drop something to get it, or will you just you're just going to jam these streaming services into me? I just want them all.
Look, I'm probably going to drop Stan for this
Ooh.
because a lot of the Disney stuff is on Stan.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And I'm not watching really any TV on Stan at the moment.
How are you going to get your fix of the entire back catalogue of Friends?
Guess I just won't. I'll have to miss out.
And for our American listeners, Stan it's a streaming service here in Australia, and it has some of the rights that your American Netflix would have. Like the American Netflix has got the rights to Friends and stuff like that.
Oh, does it?
Stan here has
okay.
it. And I don't know why it's different. Like I really don't understand how any of this crap works.
It's all
but
Foxtel, man.
It's all Foxtel.
Pretty
but
much.
yeah. So like, what about yourself?
I will most definitely get it. I won't drop anything. I'll just add it.
Oh, rich guy.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
No, well, I don't have anything except Netflix at the moment
Oh,
okay. Well, that
and
makes
my
sense.
VPN.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
what's that? What's a VPN? What's
It
that do?
allows me to sail the seven seas.
Oh,
Ahoy.
ahoy, mateys.
But look, I don't know. If the only thing that I'm questioning about Disney Plus is if we're getting the ESPN part of it here in Australia.
The ESPN and Hulu
Yeah.
parts of it. Yeah, look, I don't know because again, Foxtel has the rights to ESPN.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know what's going to happen with that. There's still talk about where Disney Plus is going to fit in.
Yes.
And that's a bit concerning because they have announced that one of the avenues that they're going to go is Apple TV. So that's good. So if you've got an Apple TV, you're probably sweet. You'll be able to get Disney Plus. One of the other ways they're thinking about doing it is essentially as an app through Foxtel,
All right.
which is shit because Foxtel's shit. And Foxtel is how would you describe Foxtel to overseas? It's like cable.
It's like cable.
Yeah, it's just cable.
but it's shit.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's not.
Have you got it?
I've got Foxtel Go, thanks to a friend whose login I'm using. It's my man JP. Peace out.
Who I gave it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, look, it's I really enjoy Foxtel. I mean, it has a lot of and the reason is it has a lot of shows that are brand new, and I don't have to sail the seas.
Yeah, I suppose. Like I can see that, and I was scrolling through, and they do have some pretty good stuff in there.
Yeah.
But that's fine if you're using the Foxtel Go app. But if you're still doing the set top box and the satellite dish on your roof and shit like that, it's
Cranking it up to start it.
Yeah, and like paying like excess amount of money for this package, but if you want these things, you got to pay more money.
It's ridiculous.
And next thing you know, you're paying $650 a month just to get National Geographic
and Nickelodeon for the kids.
Yeah, because you want both.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, but I think it's $8.99 is great. I currently have Netflix, Stan, and Amazon Prime. I might drop Stan. I might just pretend like I'm rich and get all four, but
Yeah.
slowly get into debt.
I wonder, like, Stan would be worth it if it had multi-users.
Yeah, okay.
Because what you could do is you could get a group of 4 friends. One has Netflix, one has Stan, one has Disney Plus, one has Foxtel.
Oh, and you all just use each other's things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see.
But Stan were too
Smart.
clever.
Stan were too clever. Well, that's props to them,
Yeah.
I suppose. But I think the biggest thing, like you said, is will ESPN come with it? Will Hulu come with it? I think the fact that we're getting it within a week is pretty amazing.
That's insane.
It's unprecedented, like literally unprecedented. Like none of us thought this would happen whatsoever. And then so we're going to get access to all these shows, like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, et cetera,
And
et
you know
cetera, et
what?
cetera.
So cool.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking, because I was tossing up about it. I was like, do I really need Disney Plus? And then I saw, there's all that Marvel content, all those TV shows that they're making.
Yeah.
You got to get it.
Yeah, baby.
100%.
You got to get on board with that. And there's probably talk that because Stan has a lot of the rights to the Disney licensing at the moment currently,
Yep.
that's set to end towards the end of the year. So it is highly likely that all of the Disney stuff that's currently on Stan will probably go to make way for the Disney Plus service when that comes in. And 19th of November, you guys.
Have they already pulled all the Disney stuff from Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think there's like a handful of
there's-
leftovers.
There's bits and pieces, but it's not there's not much.
I think
Really?
there's like Doctor Strange. On
Yeah, there's like
Netflix.
random. It's like Iron Man 2 and nothing else. Like none of the other Iron Mans or anything like
Yeah.
that. So it is pretty strange. Speaking of things that are strange, the cancellation of Krypton after 2 seasons is pretty bizarre.
You want to know why?
Why?
No one's watching it.
That's sad. My
I don't think
husband
that's true.
watches it.
No, it really is. So what happened is I just did some reading up on it today because critics are loving it.
Yeah.
Fans are loving it.
Yep.
No one's watching it.
Okay. So what are the numbers like?
So the pilot episode, the
Yep.
first season,
Yep.
700,000 viewers in the US.
Yeah.
This season,
Yep.
300.
That's not a lot.
Ooh.
That's hard. That's hard to keep a TV show going.
There's like
Yeah.
what 300 and something million people in the US alone,
Yeah.
and only 300,000 people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably not good.
And it's a pay TV channel too.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the same. Like, I don't really understand. Like, I don't know what they're basing it on. Basically, this is the same channel that has cancelled Deadly Class after 1 season, which infuriates me. By
Yeah.
the way, Happy after 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And all of these things they've been very well received by fans, very well received by critics. I understand that if you're not getting the audience, that might be an issue, but
But it's sci-fi, man. Like, what numbers are they really pulling?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It-
It's just so disappointing that they would. Yeah.
like know your role, sci-fi. Like HBO, mate. Like just sit back down.
You're the budget TV channel.
You are the budget TV
Like,
channel.
that's how
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. So you've got to you've got to expect that. Like you're probably not going to get the numbers that some of these other sort of channels are going to get.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you're not going to get a 10 million episode friggin' thing like The Walking Dead or something like that.
yeah,
But-
exactly.
Yeah, but still, like it is a shame. It's less of a shame for me because I haven't actually watched any of it. But that's only because I just, I just like to complain when things get cancelled and I don't watch them and help.
You're part of the problem,
Yeah,
mate.
I just want to continue to be part of the problem.
Did you ever watch it, Rachel?
I didn't watch it. My husband watched it though, and he really loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like this is one that I wanted to jump on because I heard like season 1 had really mixed reviews,
Yeah,
but season 2 has been killing it.
yeah, yeah,
Like it's so well done from everything that I've heard.
yeah,
And then all the spin-offs are cancelled too.
yeah, yeah.
No Lobo.
Yep. All done.
All done.
They've just lost all faith in it. But as we sit here and realize that 0 out of 3 people in this room have been watching it, maybe that is possibly part of the reason why.
We are
Possibly.
literally the problem here, guys.
Something that no one has been watching or can watch or will watch is the New Mutants, which has apparently been pulled completely.
Gone.
Gone skis. Remember that movie that was supposed to come out in like 2018, early 2018?
It was one of the most. It was one of the movies I was most excited.
You were
about.
very hyped
Yes.
for that movie for a horror superhero movie. This is before kids. This is before the days of Brightburn. All right? This is way before.
It was years before Brightburn.
years before
Yeah.
Brightburn. Back when you think you had the first superhero horror movie, boy, let me tell you a story. We got a trailer for the New Mutants once.
and it disappeared
And
forever.
it disappeared forever. So that's gone completely. We thought that maybe they might have been just looking to release it on the Disney Plus service. But apparently Disney themselves or Disney execs are really unhappy with the finished product and I don't think want to tarnish their name.
Yeah. Rachel, what was your opinion of this?
I was so excited for it.
Yeah.
I was so excited for it. And I'm super, super disappointed that it's not happening because New Mutants looked like it was going to be my jam, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, I mean, was there, because you work at a cinema,
Yeah.
like, what was there hype around it?
There's been, I've been on the lookout for it in our film lineup for ages.
Yeah,
So I
right.
scan the thing and I look for, Untitled Disney Project or, whatever it's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be called. Every time I think that we're getting close to a release, I'm scanning for it and I never find it. And there have been a few times where I've gone, oh, this is it. And then it's not it.
Damn.
So I've been like in this loop of excitement and disappointment and excitement and disappointment for so long.
Well, it's because you're looking for untitled Disney product when you should be looking for Fox shitstorm. Like it'll be on
True
there
that.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you search hard enough,
Yeah.
it'll be in there. Yeah. So it is disappointing. Like I think it was a really good premise. We were going to get this kind of this horror, this superhero like meld. It had a good young cast. It all seemed to be heading in the right direction, and then just shit happened. But hey, it's probably better for them to pull it and us just not get it than for them to like push a release and us to get something that was a
Shithouse.
shithouse like a like a Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly.
As an example, which was it is what it.
Did
what it
anyone
is.
here see Dark Phoenix?
Yes,
Yeah,
we spoke about it on the show.
you did.
We both did.
Mm,
Yeah.
Did you not? Did you
Yeah.
not see it?
Were you?
no, I never saw it.
So you sat here and spoke about it. You didn't see it.
Oh, was
Troy-
that one of those ones where?
We went and saw 2 different movies. I
Oh,
think.
that's right. Yeah.
Did you
Okay.
ever see it, Rachel?
No, I never saw it.
Or what were the cinemas like with that movie? Empty?
Yep.
Yeah. Because it got pulled from cinemas pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's because in the first opening weekend, it did some fairly decent numbers, and then I think word got out. Please don't go watch this film.
Yeah, right.
Save your money. And it was just empty and empty and
Damn.
empty. So I think the most we ever had in there after opening weekend was about 16 people.
Whoa.
So,
Damn.
Yeah, it did really, really poorly. So we just couldn't afford to keep Dark Phoenix in the cinema for too long.
Far out.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's insane. You know what the cinemas are keeping in, though?
What?
It's a Lion King.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, that's going crazy.
Rachel, tell us how crazy it's going.
Every time we've got Lion King sessions going in, we have to brace ourselves because we know there's going to be a couple of hundred people waltzing in through these
A couple of
doors.
hundred. That blows my mind.
There's going to be
Yeah.
195 kids and like five
Five
really
supervising
like,
adults.
5 supervising adults that are just
and
on
they're
their last
ordering
legs.
beers and cocktails
Yeah.
because they can't handle
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Has just recently become the 10th biggest movie worldwide, which is just
Insane.
insane considering the very, very tepid reviews it's received. Like it's still got a rotten rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Does it really?
Yeah, nobody is like overly well. Like there are people that either think this is the best shit they've ever seen, or it's just shit.
The worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's really weird when you get a movie that's so like divisive like this, because I think the biggest criticisms are the fact that it doesn't, by all reports, haven't seen it, don't know my opinion, but doesn't really do anything new. Doesn't add to the story, even though there's an extra half an hour in there somehow. And
Just
that's basically,
filler.
it's just Beyonce singing for like
Yeah.
half an hour straight. And the animals, because it's like this photorealism and all that sort of stuff, they can't emote. And it's just, you feel nothing because, you can't really get emotion from a cat.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah. If you've
absolutely.
ever owned a cat,
True.
They're all assholes.
they're all assholes.
Look, have you seen online the digital artist who's done his own rendition of the Lion King?
Yeah,
characters?
and he's kind of like animated the eyes and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Is that how you think this should have went? Where it's basically like making that cartoon
Yeah.
more real life looking.
Well, I think the biggest kind of selling point, well, not really a selling point, but I think the biggest thing that the original Lion King had going for it is that despite the fact that you were looking at animals, you could really sort of like, you could really feel sort of what they were going through, and everyone
Yeah.
remembers the death of Mufasa and
Don't remind me.
and how like everybody's just like, oh my God, I'm so like, I've just been crying for weeks and whatnot and all that sort of stuff. And you remember, Simba kind of like nudging him or whatever and all that sort of crap. And like, I'm tearing up now, like thinking
Yeah.
about it, but I didn't give a shit about this photorealism crap. Stupid cats.
I'm not entirely sure what exactly it was that Disney was hoping to achieve with it. Like if they were just wanting to stretch or show off their animating chops, I guess.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah, because it hasn't really done anything else. It's exactly the same story. They've even cut out things that, in my opinion, they shouldn't have cut out.
Yeah.
And then added things in that probably didn't even need to be there.
Yeah, right.
So a couple of the musical numbers are gone. One of them being Scar's musical number.
Which is like
Aw.
one of the best ones.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones, indeed. And the hula number,
Is that the
What?
I Just Can't Wait to Be King song? Oh no, that's Simba.
that's Simba.
Oh,
It
weird.
goes for both.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. It's making money. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Did any of you watch The Jungle Book?
Yeah.
Which one?
The remade one. The
Which one?
There were two of them that came out.
There were two.
the Disney one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's that real life animation?
Pretty good. I think this probably has built on that again, though.
Yeah.
Because how did the animals like emote in that?
They didn't. All I can did they? I don't really remember.
I don't know, but I liked it.
I just remember Scarlett
enjoyed
Johansson
it.
was the snake.
Yeah, it was pretty
It's
cool.
pretty much all I can remember.
Yeah,
and
right.
Lupita Nyong'o was the mother wolf, and I
Oh, and
loved
Jon
it.
Favreau was Baloo the bear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good casting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also directed,
He
didn't
did.
he? Yeah.
He did.
Well, he directed this one too.
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
He did.
Wow.
And he directed Iron Man, you guys.
What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hey, little fun fact. Did you know he shows up in Iron Man?
What?
Yeah. What?
That makes me happy.
Got him.
Oh.
And then obviously you're talking about Mowgli as well, which was directed by Andy Serkis.
Yes.
I didn't mind that movie. I don't think it was anywhere near as well done.
Well, that was the Netflix one.
That was the Netflix one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was as well done as Jon Favreau's Jungle Book, but
Mm.
And it was a little bit more.
The story's pretty boring. Anyway,
Yeah, I was going to
let's
say,
be
wasn't
honest.
it a little bit more truer to the story as well?
I think it was a little more adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I obviously get into as an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So there was
I don't
plenty
know.
of fucking in it.
Oh man, you should have seen it. It was nonstop. Anyway, speaking of fucking, Kevin Smith.
Fucking Kevin Smith, eh?
Fucking Kevin Smith is going to helm a new Masters of the Universe animated series on Netflix.
And I want to clear this up.
Yes.
When you say Masters of the Universe,
Here we go.
we're talking about He-Man. We're not talking about
She-Ra?
No, we're not talking about 50 Shades of Grey, which was originally called Master of the Universe.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, it certainly was.
None of that is
when
true,
it was
Rachel.
a Twilight fan fiction.
Was it
It
really?
was called Master of the Universe.
How do you know this?
None of the.
I was very big in the Twilight fan fiction scene.
Were you really?
I was.
Oh, wow.
She was one of the main writers of Twilight fan fiction.
I was one of the main writers of Twilight fan
Christ.
fiction.
Wait, so are you saying you joined like forums and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I was friends with Erica, who wrote Masters of the Universe.
What?
Erica, 50 Shades of Grey.
You were friends with her.
I was friends with Erica.
What
E.L.
happened?
James Erica.
What happened?
Oh
Did
my
she
God,
sue
this
the
is-
She
content?
published and she pulled all of her works off of the internet and very, very quickly shunned the fan fiction community, and we were all pieces of shit to her after that. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Hot
Well, hey,
scoop.
she wasn't
Wow.
wrong. That's very interesting. So hang on now, because look, I know we've got other topics that we're going to talk about, but I want to talk about Twilight fan fiction. For
Yeah,
a second.
this is amazing.
This
Okay.
like, how weird did it get?
I got really
Like
fucking
how?
weird.
Like how? Okay, let me. This is something that's like it's bugged me forever.
Mm.
Jacob's like a wolf, right?
Yeah.
Does he?
Does he have a red rocket? Or does he have like a man dick?
Does he have a man dick, or does he have a red rocket like a dog?
I mean, it depends on whether he's a
Imagine
wolf
if it was
or
like
whether he's a
Red
man.
rocket, red rocket.
No, imagine if it was like the red rocket, but a human dick came out.
How does that even work?
I'm sure that's in fan fiction
Oh,
somewhere.
that's a disgusting.
Does he have like multiple nipples, or is that?
That's women. That's women werewolves.
That's female.
Well,
werewolf.
I don't know what he is. He had long hair, didn't he?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point.
What's the weirdest thing that you wrote?
That I wrote?
Yeah.
like tell us a story.
Oh,
You don't have to.
Lord.
You don't have to like recap the whole thing. But what was the general like? Who was?
Because I
who
think
was,
we just found out this week's main topic.
who was Bella banging?
Okay, so I think probably the weirdest thing that I wrote was it was kind of like a crossover with The Fifth Element.
Hey, I can get down with this.
Yeah, where kind of Bella was like the Lilu type character.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Orange
Edward,
spandex.
yeah, and Edward would have been like the Bruce Willis type character, and I just kind of like merged the stories and
Wow.
made it into my own thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would be the weirdest.
Did you feel like any of your stories were stolen?
Nah.
This is bizarre.
This is. I can't believe you knew the lady who wrote 50 Shades.
Yeah.
Did you ever tell her that it was shit?
Yeah, well,
Like, because let's be
I mean,
honest.
in kinder words.
I think E.L.
than
James
that.
listens to this show. I'm
No,
pretty sure she
Erica
does.
wouldn't listen to this.
Oh, we now know her real name. No,
Oh wait, does she have a fake pen name for those books?
E.L. James, but her name is Erica.
Wow. There you go.
this is bizarre.
I feel like this is the
I don't know what's
hottest.
happening.
This is the hottest scoop we've ever got.
This is probably the hottest scoop we've ever got. Yeah, anyway, back to telling her that it was shit, because it was shit.
Yeah,
Let's
it
be
was
honest
shit.
with her. It wasn't overly well written for something that sold
Correct. but
billions of
it-
fucking copies
it
worldwide.
Was easily. There were two fan fictions that were like the top of the top when it comes to Twilight fan fictions, and that would be, we called it Motu, Master of the
Oh
Universe.
my God. Get out of here.
And Wide Awake, which was written by, her screen name was Angst Goddess, and she was fantastic. And I far more appreciated Wide Awake than Master of the Universe, and
What
I
did-
made no mistake in letting Erica know that.
Really?
Did Wide Awake become anything?
At one point, she was looking to publish, but I don't think that it's been published. I would probably know if it had been.
Is there a rivalry there now?
There was always a rivalry between
Yeah?
Wide Awake and Motu. Yeah.
And how did it get voted? Like, who had the best stories?
They used to hold competitions.
Wow. Is
This
it
is
like
there's some seedy underworld of
Yeah.
fan
Yeah.
fiction. This
Mhm.
is amazing.
this? I have like so many questions.
Yeah.
This is who got like
Just calm down, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Spit it out.
how thirsty did you get writing these stories?
How
Like,
thirsty did I
yeah, like
get?
how
No,
thirsty
the
did-
thirst is why I wrote. I had to write my thirst
Yeah, but
into,
what
you know.
What I mean is like, how did they rate the forum? It's like the thirst level was at like
It's a
80.
thirstometer.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
thirsty
like a
meter.
That's like how many
Thirsty meter.
water squirt emoji symbols
Yeah.
do you
This
give
was
each one?
before the time of emojis.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Mm.
I don't even know what to say. Let me because I'm not sure that I've got this straight. So, okay. So there was Twilight fan fiction,
Yeah.
and this Erica lady, E.L. James, whatever
Yeah.
her name is, she wrote Twilight fan fiction,
Yeah.
which was called Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
And the basis of that
Mm.
was then turned into
It's
50
exactly.
Shades of Grey.
If you've seen 50 Shades
Yeah.
of Grey or you've read
So who
50
was-
Shades of
so
Grey,
who
then you've
was-
read Motu.
So who's Christian Grey? Is he Jacob
Edward.
or Edward? Okay, so he's Edward,
Yeah.
and the other chick's Bella,
Yes.
but they're both kinky as fuck.
Yep.
Weird.
Wow.
That's insane. Is he still a vampire though?
No. In the fan
In
fiction?
Motu,
No.
he wasn't a vampire anymore.
No, he was exactly Christian Grey. But his name was Edward Cullen in it.
I don't know if that counts.
Ooh.
Does that count?
Yeah, because you're just taking the characters and you're putting them in different situations.
That's like me if I don't even know. I'm going to use this Masters of the Universe example. If I took Skeletor and put him in fucking Baywatch,
Yeah.
and then it's like it's like Masters of the Universe fan fiction, but it's just Skeletor is David Hasselhoff from Baywatch.
Yeah. That they would call that a modern AU crossover.
Really?
Yep.
Fuck! Did I just create something?
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Jesus Christ! Imagine
It probably
Skeletor on
already
Baywatch.
exists.
God damn it! Imagine Skeletor on Baywatch.
That'd be pretty rad.
It'd be amazing.
I want him running down the beach.
Yeah,
In slow motion.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Just diving into the water, just saving babes.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Anyway, are we going to get back to the actual thing that we're
Okay,
talking about?
sorry, we'll
Because-
talk
no,
about-
yours is way
We'll
more
talk about
interesting.
Masters
is
of the
way
Universe,
more
which
interesting.
I'm equally excited for.
No, you're not.
He-Man
No one is now that
animated
they've heard
series.
that.
I
Yeah.
am. I love He-Man.
Look, I love He-Man too, and obviously I grew up watching He-Man, and I think it's amazing, and it was amazing then, it still is amazing now. But I am really interested to see what they do because they're going to do it in a it's going to be a very anime sort of format, and I mean anime not as the Japanese word for animation, but in that style, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really keen to see how it looks.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think it looks amazing based on the first like treatment that we've got of Skull Mountain. No, it's Snake Mountain, but it's the other one, Castle Grayskull. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's
I
the
thought
thing.
I thought you were a
You've seen
fan.
it. Hey, I'm trying to spit names out, right? From the 80s.
It's going back a long time.
But anyway, it looks amazing. Like the first picture that we
Yeah,
had.
it does.
Like I think it looks
Yeah.
really cool.
It looks awesome.
Like it looks. I read somewhere that it They described it as metal, which I get into. I agree with completely. And Kevin Smith is coming on as showrunner. So I don't know how much of a hand he'll have in the writing. You would assume would be fairly heavy
I hope
as a
it's
showrunner.
not. I hope it's not.
What? That's what he's good at. He's good at writing. He's not good at making movies.
What's the difference?
Well, one of them you have to you have to take the words and you
turn
have
it
to
into a thing.
you have to turn it into something that visually is also appealing. You know what I mean? You have to be able to get emotion out of your characters and stuff like that.
No,
No,
he's
okay.
no good, mate.
That's what I'm saying. He's not that good
He's-
as a director. As a
I think
writer, I
as a
think he's really
showrunner,
good.
he'd be fine.
I bet you he wrote all his movies.
He didn't, but he wrote a lot.
Yeah. Did he write Tusk?
You'd probably assume so. But Tusk was like hastily thrown together by, like, it was just something that he said on his podcast. And they're like, should we make this happen? And then it sort of built from
Should-
there.
should
And then
we
he just
spend
wrote
billions?
Tusk. There's no way that movie cost anywhere more than like $300,000.
Bullshit.
I don't think it would have been much more. I
bet
did read
you-
somewhere it was like $1 million or something.
That's not bad.
Well, most of that, like, you've got like salaries and stuff that's got to come out of that. So.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, are we excited about that? I am.
I
It
am.
doesn't sound like I am, but I am.
We'll check it out.
We'll check. I'm definitely going to check it out. Are you kidding me?
It looks heaps different to like the new She-Ra.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That kind of went a real different way.
Totally.
That looks shithouse.
The new She-Ra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Come on now.
it did.
Did
I
either of
haven't
you
seen
two?
it, so I'm not going to give an opinion.
Did either of you two ever watch Love and Robots
No.
on Netflix? My
No.
God, man!
I heard that was so good.
Both of you should go and watch it.
Love and Robots.
Check it out. Don't
All
even.
right.
I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. It's an anthology series.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of different stories, and it's all animated, but it's different styles of animation for each thing.
Okay.
It all revolves around robots somehow, whatever, and love maybe, but it's really fucking good. So go and check it out. So you want to get into the main thing then? Let's get into the main
Let's
thing.
do it. Let's do
All
it.
right. And what we're going to talk about is, well, basically, this is how this whole thing came about is because we're doing the countdown to 200 episodes, right? And we're trying to think about what can we do for our 200th episode to kind of make it special. So we threw it out to you guys, the listeners, for some ideas as to what we could do as our final show. And we realized, well, hey, we got some pretty good responses here. We can't do them all for episode 200 because then we'd end up doing it like another 100 episodes more. And that kind of defeats the purpose of us wrapping up the show at 200. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to pick some of the good ones and we're going to use them for the next 7 weeks or whatever it is that we've got left.
Look at that. How generous are you?
Absolutely. And it's not really generous because we're basically just taking people's ideas and then using them.
No,
So
it's generous. Take it.
okay, cool. I'll take it. So what we're going to do, this was suggested by Ken Nain, who said maybe we could talk about the pop culture moments that have impacted our lives, and talking about obviously things from film, TV, comics, etc., etc. So we're going to basically do a little bit of a round table-ish type of thing. We're going to go around and talk about some of the pop culture moments that impacted our lives. And now I'm going to start with Twilight fan fiction because I just found out that it existed, and I'm shook.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
dead set shook.
I think we can all agree on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Rachel, you blow my mind.
Yeah, and it has impacted my life because I do have some friends, that I met in that little sector that I'm still friends with to this day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, not the richest one out of all of
Not
them.
Erica. Erica can go fuck herself.
Yes.
Savage.
You
It's
never.
going to get back to her. She's going to be so mad.
You still never answered the question whether Jacob has a red rocket or not when he's a werewolf.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
That's
I
what I
did.
want to
We
I
could
said
just-
it depends on whether he's a dog or whether he's a man. If he's a dog, he's got a red rocket. If he's a man, he's got a dick.
So his dick changes too. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Ugh.
Everything changes.
Imagine just being like a normal human guy.
Imagine. No, wait.
and then there's a fucking full moon and all of a sudden you've got a red rocket.
Yeah, so disappointing.
That's the only thing that changes.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. It's like you're a werewolf, but only in selected areas.
Only
It
in the
doesn't
dick.
need to be a full moon for him either.
Oh, really?
Because he's not technically a werewolf, he's a shapeshifter.
Oh, here we go.
But he only shapeshifts into wolf form.
Lame.
Lame.
And he can only do it, it only happens to his tribe of people.
Oh, God, this
and
sounds
it
terrible.
only happens when the vampires are around.
Oh, my
Oh.
God,
because
this
they're
is terrible.
bitter rivals.
That's
That's
good writing.
shit house. Stephanie Meyer should be ashamed of herself. I should be ashamed of myself for knowing who wrote it.
Jesus.
But that's okay. Kay, do you want to kick us off something, man? Where you go? We'll talk about movies first. Like, what's a pop culture moment in movies that has impacted your life forever?
It's going to be the first Spider-Man movie from Sam Raimi.
Okay.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, this was I would have been early high school,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, this shit is cool AF.
Yeah.
Mm.
It just like changed the game.
So how did it impact your life specifically, though?
I was like, I'm a full-on nerd now.
Damn.
Yep.
I've got this weird boner that I can't explain.
And it just like created a infatuation with redheads ever since.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. So thank you, Spider-Man.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Really good movie.
Absolutely. And like one of the first real comic book movies
Well,
to make it big.
I think it was one of the first real massive ones. It was
Yeah.
like that next
Yeah.
level. It was kind of like
This
before
is
we
the
had
thing.
the MCU, like this is when we all thought like this shit was just going to absolutely explode.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the year 2000 or about 8 years too early, maybe something like that. But for what Spider-Man 1 and 2 did though, 3's the thing. It is quite, I was going to say spectacular, but I didn't want it. That's not
Do
a
it,
pun.
just say
it's
it.
not a pun.
Just say it.
It's just the word that came to my head, all right?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
It
whatever,
was
dickhead.
spectacular. It was amazing. All right.
Oh.
Ah, man. Whatever.
Rachel, what
Rachel?
about you?
Okay, we're
You
going
can stick with
movies.
Twilight.
I'm not going to stick with Twilight. I'm going to get a little bit sentimental, guys. The Hunger Games.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
really?
Even no, that's not
Yeah.
worse. Hunger Games is all right.
No, Hunger Games is
Yeah.
good.
I
The Hunger Games for me has impacted my life because it was my first date with my husband.
Oh, really?
Was to the
Oh,
midnight
cute.
release of
Oh.
Twilight. Not Twilight. Oh my God. It was Hunger Games.
Games.
Why Twilight? Why are you in my head? It was to the Hunger Games. And I just love that book series and film series so much that I have it tattooed on me. So
Wow.
Okay.
yeah.
Far out. That's commitment.
Yeah, commitment.
I
Big
don't know
commitment.
what that is.
Well,
I don't know. If
okay, so on my
looks
wrist,
like
on
one
my
of those
left
daffodils.
wrist, it's a dandelion.
Hey, that's the one.
And the word always. So Katniss and sees Peter as
Say it right.
it's
Say
a
it right.
thing.
Wait.
Peter.
You know how I'm reading that?
Hmm?
Always blows.
Horror.
Peter always blows.
Don't wreck my tattoo.
So,
It's just how I see it.
It's, hey, you see a dandelion. What do?
Yeah.
You blow it.
Blow it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There you go.
Sorry, I wrecked that piece
Man,
of
well, you
your
know
arm.
what?
Always blows.
You know what?
Tattooed on her wrist. Jesus Christ, man.
It's not wrong.
All right. Back to your story though.
Anyway, I love the Hunger Games.
So it was a
Strong
good
female-
first date by that tattoo.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're married now, so it's all right.
It's a weird kind of first date movie though, really, isn't it? Like it's a movie about kids that effectively have to kill each other and fight for survival.
Yeah, it was
Um,
entirely accidental that I even asked him to go. He was just. I mentioned
He was
that
around.
Yeah, I mentioned that I was seeing it as he was making me a coffee, and he said, "I really want to see that movie," and I said, "I've got spare tickets. Come with me." And he did, and I proceeded to freak out like the rest of the day.
Really?
And, yeah, because I was like, I think I just accidentally asked the coffee guy out. And
There you go.
And
yeah,
now you're
and now
married.
we're married with 2 kids.
Oh,
It all worked out in
Yeah.
the end. For the coffee guy, good on him. Hey,
Bless.
What a bloke.
what about you, Troy?
For me, okay, so I had a few options that I was gonna try to go down, but I didn't know where I wanted to. It depends on what you define as pop culture, and where I was going to go. Well, no. What I was going to talk about is one of the more defining movies of my childhood.
Okay.
But I don't really know if it's classically pop culture.
We'll
But it's-
Just
decide.
go for it.
But then I was going to change it anyway. But anyway, it's Kickboxer
That counts.
with Van Damme. Does
So
that
that
count?
counts at the time.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
well that's cool. All right, as long as it was, it was big at the time.
Van Damme was big.
Van Damme was massive.
Yeah.
But this was the first movie that I remember seeing where I was just like, what the fuck is happening
I'm
and
gonna
how do
get
I
some
get in
shit.
it? How do I get into a kumite? How is this thing happening?
Did you dance?
Well, that was Bloodsport, was a Kumite, but both movies came out around the same time. So
Yeah.
Bloodsport and Kickboxer, and they were just like it was just
rad.
It was rad.
That's all you can
That's all
say.
you can say. Like it's the 80s. What can you say? It's rad. But I remember sort of all I wanted to do was kick things. I just wanted to go out and kick things and do the splits and like
Hell
just,
yeah.
you know, kick friggin' banana trees and stuff like that. And I just wanted to, you know, get into it. So that for me was a moment that like I know how shit those movies are now. I know they're both just fucking terrible, but I love them both to death. I'll never stop.
That's perfect. That's nostalgia.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, so good.
Anything else like film wise? Does anyone have another one that they want to mention while we're still here? Or no.
Nah,
No.
that's the one that kicked me off.
Okay, no worries. What about TV styles?
Ooh, easy.
Okay.
X-Men, the animated series.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Cheese TV every morning. Oh
Mhm.
boy.
Oh boy.
Man, you hear that theme song and you know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you know what? It's actually a toss up between that and Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Pokemon.
Those two early loves.
Early love. X-Men the animated series was amazing.
It was the shit.
How is that
It's
not
still amazing.
streaming anywhere?
It's on YouTube, baby. The
Yeah.
whole thing is on YouTube.
Is it really?
Yep.
I want
Oh, I
Good-
know
good
what I'm
quality.
doing when I get home.
in stereo, like it says.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can still watch it. It's I think the fact that just as a cartoon as a kid, it was just like it was really good. Like it was obviously like bright and it was colorful and it had all these like interesting characters and you know they were doing all this cool shit and they all had mutant powers and stuff like that. But as you get older and the more you watch it, you realize the storylines are actually really involved and really sort
Yeah,
of deep
that's
as well.
right.
Like
Absolutely.
the writing on that
Yeah.
show was also really, really good. So X-Men the animated series would have been mine as well, but I thought that was the obvious way to go,
Ooh.
so I went slightly different.
Ooh.
What about you, Rachel?
Well, I could go with the glaringly obvious Game of Thrones because I'm still not.
Oh,
I'm
really?
still not over
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Come on, man.
But I'm not going to go there today. I am going to say Buffy the Vampire
Ooh,
Slayer.
yeah,
What
good
a show.
pick.
What
Good
a god.
pick.
Yeah,
What a
I
great
mean,
show.
fucking best theme song. Best theme song. All right, and it is the first show that we kind of watched as a family.
Oh,
And
yeah.
everyone in the family was into it. We
Yeah.
were watching it week to week from the very beginning. We were pumped that it was coming out because we'd seen the movie.
Yeah.
And the writing is so good. The banter is amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't age. Love Buffy.
Do you think the movie holds up though?
I still love the movie.
Yeah, I
Oh.
was a big fan at the time. I was a big fan of Christy Swanson at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Did you go on and watch Angel?
I tried to watch Angel. I didn't like it as
Couldn't
much
really
as
get
Buffy.
into it.
Yeah,
No,
I was the
couldn't get
same.
into
It was just
Yeah.
like, this ain't me.
Yeah.
He was good as like that little cameo,
Mm,
not strong enough to have his own TV show.
exactly right. Yeah.
Well, it went for like many a season, so obviously he was. And then he became Bones, or the lady was Bones, but he was on Bones. He was one
Was
of the
on Bones.
Boneses.
Meet the Boneses.
I think
Meet
she
the
was
Boneses.
Bones and he was
Keeping up with the
other.
Boneses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who was who. She was Bones, right?
She was Bones.
Yeah, and he was Phil.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll
Obviously
go with that.
watched a lot of Bones. TV show for me, Monkey Magic, baby.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know this one. What's Monkey Magic?
What?
Get out.
Oh,
God,
it's
get out
like-
of this room.
I'm
Correct me
sorry.
if I'm wrong, Troy, but
Yes.
isn't Dragon Ball Z based off the same story that Monkey Magic is?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. About the Monkey King.
Yeah.
So here is a show that is basically set in what would effectively be like
Ancient.
it's kind of like they're trying to go to India, right? They're on a pilgrimage to India. The characters are Chinese and the actors are Japanese, and it's dubbed into English.
Yeah.
So it's very multicultural. It's
Sounds
it's something like
riveting.
that. But I like the I can't remember the actor's name, obviously, but the guy who played Monkey Magic was the biggest fucking star in Japan.
Yeah. He
For
was
like
huge.
the longest time. He was so huge. I loved
Where
that
do you
show.
think the saying came from?
Which one?
Bigger Japan. It was because of him.
It was because of him,
Of course.
definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monkey Magic, man, that was a show that I remember watching very, very fondly as a kid. I still have I have the entire series on DVD
Wow.
box set.
There you go.
I don't believe it.
Subbed or dubbed?
Matt, I am a subbed man myself.
Wow, yeah.
I don't know actually though if Monkey Magic comes in a non-dubbed version. I'm pretty sure
right, yeah.
the only one you can get is dubbed.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but I mean, you kind of deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it also kicked off this this crazy period of my life where I just devoured every single Chinese kung fu movie I could.
Now, what did it also make you do?
What?
Monkey Magic.
What about it?
There's a rumor
Yeah.
that you went and recreated it with a friend
Look.
and videotaped it.
Now, Troy,
maybe.
did you do this? This
Maybe.
is as exciting as the fan fiction thing. Tell me about it.
There's a couple of things that happened. So there's a couple of stories, but when I was a kid, myself and my neighbor, we were big into two things. We were big into G.I. Joes and we're big into Monkey Magic. And the kid's dad was I don't know what he did, but he's really good at woodwork. And he made us all the weapons from Monkey Magic. So we had the Monkey Magic, we had Monkey's staff, we had Sandy's fish hook thing, and then we had Pigsy's rake. And we all just
at woodwork and stuff, and now I'm giggling.
man, you got to calm down. And then we'd basically just be out on the farm and we'd just be kicking the shit out of each other with these Monkey Magic things. But yes, then when I got a little older, we did recreate some of these things. Sure, whatever, with a video camera. It's fine. It's out there somewhere. You could probably find it.
I'm going to get my hands on this tape.
There are plenty of things that we did. Hey, there's a really good Mortal Kombat
And didn't you do the
takeoff
Matrix
that we did.
as well?
No, we didn't do the Matrix. We did we did so many things. We definitely did a Mortal Kombat thing, and
Yeah.
we did a Mission Impossible thing.
Oh, wow.
Which was terrible. Might have done a Backstreet Boys film clip in there too.
Wow.
But that's enough about me. What about you? We'll go to comic books. We'll wrap it up. We'll do some comic books. I do want to talk about books briefly as well because I have one for books. But comic books.
Okay.
What do you got?
Mine's going to be the Flashpoint Paradox.
Okay.
Yeah, just really cemented the Flash as one of my favorite characters of all time, and he basically sacrifices everything, and it shows this really awesome Elseworld.
Yeah.
It was really one of the first steps that I ever went into an Elseworld story.
Yeah.
But it's all canon,
Right.
which is super super cool, and the fact that we get the Thomas Wayne version of the Batman in this, who look, I'm going to say it. It's a Zack Snyder version of the Batman.
Yeah.
Before Zack
Don't
Snyder
say
was
that.
cool. But it was just one of the more in-depth and nitty-gritty stories that the Flash has ever really done.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn,
Mm,
I'm all about the Flash.
Yeah. But look, I don't disagree. I think the Flash is a pretty good character. He might be, a little bit OP at times, but that's okay.
Hey, the Flash is OP. That's what he is.
Tell me a character at some point or another that isn't
Exactly.
OP. But yeah. What about you? Have you got one for comics?
Yeah, I actually do. And it's the only comic. I don't read a lot of comics.
It's
but
the Family Circus.
it's not the family. So I did read a lot of Archie growing up,
Okay.
though. Archie's what got me into comics. But Avengers versus X-Men.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
It got me, man. It is the
Yeah.
only comic that I have sobbed hard.
Really?
Yeah, I sobbed. Spoilers for anybody, whatever.
Just whatever. Just deal with it.
Spoilers. It's happening. Cyclops has to kill Professor X.
Yeah.
Because he is possessed with the Dark Phoenix, and my heart breaks, and it was a very emotional moment for me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Cyclops is a pretty underrated character in my opinion.
You
I
reckon?
don't think he gets the love he
He's
deserves.
the biggest whinger.
Oh, bullshit he is.
Fuck on he is.
That's the guy who lives on the internet in you talking.
He is a little bit of a winter, but I do
Shut
agree
up.
that I do agree that he's underrated. I love Cyclops.
Whatever.
I shoot lasers out my eyes.
Does he? Is that what happens?
But it's really energy from a parallel universe.
Is that what happened? No one knows.
Yes,
it could
that's
be
what it
either
is.
of the two. It depends on what you're reading.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's comics.
It's comics. It could be anything. Me?
It's
Yes,
red
you.
rockets he's shooting.
It's
Oh,
just shooting
God.
non-stop red rockets
Yeah.
from another dimension.
Oh, Lord.
Mine is, I've spoken about this on the show before. Look, for comics, it's easy for me. Like if you're talking about comics that impacted my life, yes, there are many, many, many big storylines that happened and all that sort of stuff, and we love them all and all that sort of stuff. But for me, it is quite simply Uncanny X-Men number 341.
Where it all started, baby.
The most random comic on the planet, but where it all started. The first comic I picked up, and the one that really got me into it, and that was it. From there, I was hooked.
And then it was the cards.
And then it was the cards, the X-Men trading cards. Man, I've still got those things. I found them the other day.
Yeah?
Oh man, if I could just complete that set, baby. I got like 12
Do it.
cards left to go.
Do it.
I could probably
eBay's your
find them on
friend.
the internet. Then I could sell it for tens of dollars. Oh yeah, Flea Ultra X-Men 94.95. Yeah, but Uncanny X-Men number 341. Cannonball versus Gladiator. That's what happened. That was the
Ooh.
main sort of storyline.
Wow.
It was pretty cool, and that was it. And it was like I guess the other big thing is I really like the artwork, because the artwork it was by Joe Madureira. I'm pretty sure you pronounce his name. And I've
Joe's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Joe,
Joe.
Joe,
Joe.
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 And I've always really, really liked for some reason his art style, and that's just stuck with me. And I still have that comic.
That's
So-
cool.
So that's it for me.
That's very cool.
Mm.
Do you have anything in books that you wanted to talk about?
Not at all.
Okay.
Oh, look, Harry Potter. Easy.
Oh,
Like,
I
that
feel-
started that whole obsession with that world.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Okay.
Definitely not Lord of the Rings. Fuck that.
Oh, come on now.
Ooh. I can hear Chris now.
For a pop culture related podcast, you hate on one of the biggest things.
Yuck.
Yeah, okay. That's
Yuck.
fair. What about you?
It is easily Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire,
Yeah.
which is
The best
funnily enough the fourth book, but the first one I ever received. And
Oh.
so I had to go back and read the first three.
one. Yeah.
And then the obsession started. It has never stopped. It will never stop.
But it is the best one.
No.
Well, here it is. See, here's how this all works. I just figured it out. Goblet of Fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie
Mm.
has Robert Pattinson,
Ooh.
It
who's
does.
Edward Cullen,
Yes.
that's in Twilight,
Yes.
Twilight fan fiction. It
Yeah.
all comes full circle, baby.
Oh
It's a
my
circle of
God.
life.
This
It's-
sounds like
that's-
it's perfect for.
No, please. Oh, God.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, that's enough. The X-Files theme does not make sense there.
Yeah, it does. It's a conspiracy.
Okay, sure.
Maybe Twilight Zone would have been good there.
Yeah.
Because the pun with
No.
the. Okay.
That's so bad.
Mm.
I believe.
Well, he had to get
Oh,
it in
here we
there at
go.
one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. But why the fourth again? Why were
Because
you
it's
saying
the
the
first
fourth?
one
It's
I
the first one you
received.
got.
Yeah.
And then you had to go back and what bastard of a friend
Yeah,
or
get you the
parent
fourth
bought you
book.
the fourth book in a series
It was.
and said, just get that
It
in
was
here?
my stepmom.
Oh.
To be fair, she thought that I had read the others.
Oh, that's
Because she was
that's
like, "This
fine.
is right up her alley." Of course, she's read them, and I had not. But it was right up my alley, so
Right.
she was correct.
And what about you, Troy?
Okay, well, mine is the only reason why I wanted to say this is because I remember it so vividly. It is the first time I read. This is the Game of Thrones series of books, A Song of Fire and Ice. The first time I read A Storm of Swords, which is the third book in the series,
yeah.
and the one obviously where the famous Red Wedding comes from. And that entire chapter of a book left me more shook than I've ever been reading a chapter of anything in my life.
Did you read it as it came out?
No. So I read it before. I read the first. Sorry, I watched the first season,
And then you went
and
back
then I
and
went
read
back
all-
and started the
reading
books.
the books. Okay.
And then I rewatched the first season after I'd read the first book,
Yeah.
and then I smashed the books out, and then the seasons, whatever.
Because I remember George R. R. Martin saying something like, in an interview after the Red Wedding, he said something like, "Now you know why all of your friends were depressed 13 years ago."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the book's really that old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So they
Yeah.
came out, I think the first book came out in like the 90s, right? Or
He
2000?
just
No, it
takes
was the 90s.
so
I
long
think.
to write
Far
them.
out.
Yeah.
He takes so long to write them.
There you go.
But that whole chapter just, I mean, I'm sure I can say spoilers, right? Surely we've all seen the show.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe.
totally.
Yeah, you've definitely seen it.
Yeah.
But there are just like there's things that happen in it, and you're like, so Robb Stark dies, right? Catelyn Stark gets her throat slit, and you just assume that she's dead. And it ends with, if I remember correctly, it ends with I'm pretty sure it ends with Arya Stark getting knocked off her horse, and you're almost to the point with like, did she just fucking die too?
Yeah.
Because you just don't even know like what this guy is capable of anymore.
He's a madman.
He's a madman, and it's just like honestly, by the time I finished that, I remember putting the book down and going, no, I need some time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just had to
Far
process it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was because you'd also spent like 2 prior books, which are almost 1,000 pages each,
Investing
in these characters, and then this guy's just like, you know what? I'm gonna kill them all, baby.
They're done, baby.
So way before it happened on TV, it happened in the books, and it was probably more impressive that way. I
Yeah,
think,
right.
in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, very good. Well, listeners, let us know what your favorite film, TV, comic, and book was that got you all giddy into pop culture.
Yeah.
But that's it for this week. It will be back with another episode next week. But in the meantime, make sure you leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, you can still do that. There's a point to it.
Yeah, there's for the ghosts of Christmas past.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Amy.
For Amy.
Do it. Do it for
for
Amy.
Amy.
Yeah. I just want a review that just says for Amy. And
That would
that's
be
it.
amazing.
And that's it. That's all it needs to say. If you want to check out past episodes and the other great shows on the network, you can head to ccradio.com.au. Or, of course, as we spoke about at the top of the show, Patreon for $1, patreon.com/ComicConPod. $1 gets you all the extra bonus shows and stuff. There's like 60 of them.
Damn.
Bloody bargain.
Absolutely.
And finally, make sure you head to our Facebook listener community and join in on the fun with a bunch of great members. Just search Comic Confidential Listener Community on Facebook.
Damn.
Rachel's there. Amy's there sometimes. I'm there sometimes, all the time. And Cade's there as well.
I live there.
He lives there. He's in it. That is it. As always, I'm Troy.
I'm Cade.
I'm Rachel.
And this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.
Bye.
I'm sick as shit.
Yeah, boy. Bop, bop, bop. Not that one.
Here it goes.